to you. Thank you.
My name's... Oh, thank Christ. Oh, wonderful. My name's Mia and I'm an addict.
Hello.
Thank you for asking me. Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
So, first of all, I feel like I was a different human when I said that topic. It's funny, isn't it? It's like in that, when you were like, pick one of these topics, and I was like, physical self, right? Because that day, yesterday, whenever it was, I was like, I feel quite good today. I could talk about that. And then now I'm like, woo, that's a punchy one. And then also, just to get the nervous energy out, I feel my heart is pounding. I feel wildly nervous. And I think that's because I don't love sharing anyway. And then also, last time I did a share, these two ladies were there, and I don't want to be a dick about it, but it was a good share. So now I'm like, oh fuck, it's almost like you've come for the sequel and it might be dog shit. Yeah, so that is all going on in my head. It's so funny, fear is so wild. It's so strong. But it just doesn't stop me now. Now I go, okay, it's this one. Okay, I know, as long as I do it anyway, what will be, will be. So, physical self. I don't think I've ever felt connected to myself physically, I would say, more often than not. It's more been a bit of a kind of repulsion with my physical self. I felt, always felt that if I'm not thin, then I'm not attractive, or I don't want to be connected to my physical self because it's not what my ideal of perfect is. And what that comes with is just an utter lack of self-acceptance, right? Like the amount of work that I've done on myself, like emotionally, spiritually, the way that it's said in that reading, I feel a lot more connected, and that feels easier to me to connect to those aspects of me rather than my physical self, because it's not even a relationship, that connection has never been there. It's always been something that I've felt shame about, or like repulsion's a bit of a big word, but let's throw it out there. And how that has manifested for me is through eating disorders, through overeating, undereating, just disordered eating in pretty much all of my life. And so what comes with that is more shame than... I could sit here and talk about drugs for days. Don't give a shit, no shame anymore, don't mind. All of the power's been taken out of it, all of the stuff that I did, and there's no power in that for me anymore. But with food stuff, because it's so kind of personal and secretive and fucking mine, it's like there's no one else really sees the consequences of it other than me, because I don't tell people about it, don't really talk about it. And I know this is an NA meeting, but addiction is addiction, and that is an avenue that my addiction has gone through in long-term recovery and using. And so that has been like an ongoing, I'm not going to say battle, it's too dramatic. It's a trickier one, right? Because the consequences aren't as big. It's not as like your life's falling apart, everyone hates you, stop eating cake. It's not that. It's like that would be easier, like in some respects. And then with the abstinence, total abstinence on drugs, fine, got it. Understand that I have to do that. But finding an trigger food or whatever has been a messy process for me. Yeah. I don't feel that ashamed talking about it now. That's nice. That's good, isn't it? Because it is true, right? It just is true. And there's loads of different ways that I have kind of... I suppose it's not accepting powerlessness over it. Probably that's where it lies. I'm still in that controlling phase of like, I'll do this and I won't do that. I won't eat sugar. I won't do this. Like it's that kind of playing with it. But what I will say is, as far as putting food to aside for a minute, what I have found that a way to connect with my physical self is through movement, because for meditation for me makes me want to rip my fucking skin off. Like when I hear other people talk about it, it sounds like the most wonderful, like empowering, beautiful thing. Every time I try it, I'm like, this can't be a thing for me. It's like, I do it for 30 seconds. Fine, let's do that. Let's try that. And I just go into a place of berating myself really quickly. It's, my inner saboteur is so loud when I get quiet. So for years I was like, I can't meditate, it's simple as that. And when people would ask me to do step 11 shares or whatever, I would just feel like I can't really do a good share on that because I don't have a connection to it. And there's been so many times, not just in recovery, outside as well, where if I'm not really good at something straight away, I'm like, well, I'm never doing that again. Could be bowling. I'm shit at bowling, and you won't catch me going bowling. And so with meditation, I was like, well, I'm not very good at that, so don't do it. So then so prayer for me as well, I'll talk about it in a minute. And then so what I found now is that I do most mornings, let's not pretend I do it every morning, most mornings I do like 25 minutes of movement, right? So I've got a couple of little apps where it's just like little exercises, and while I'm doing something, I feel that kind of what I think is people would get the connection from meditation or whatever. I just feel quietened, and I feel connected to my higher power, and I feel truly, genuinely connected to my physical self, as it is in that moment for that 20 minutes in the morning. Like, not the thinnest person in the world, fine, don't care, but at least I'm connecting to it. Also, as I've got older, who gives a fuck about being thin? It's so wild that I've still got this teenage voice, so stupid, and now as I'm kind of getting older as well, and old menopause is knocking at the door, I'm like, it feels immature to have that mindset, and it does feel like there's been a shift, and I have felt a lot more connected to my womanhood as my physical self being a woman. I feel really weirdly, it's kind of since the Me Too movement, I felt so fucking empowered by that I felt so grateful for being a woman and part of this tribe who was going, do you know what, go fuck yourselves. And being a part of that, I felt really part of something important. And off the back of that, I've always been one of the lads, right? I've always felt a lot more connected to men, a lot more in common with men. Another reason to not feel comfortable in my physical self, where I feel like I've got a big old masculine energy, I'm not feminine, I'm not the right woman. And I'm just getting the acceptance, that long-term recovery thing of acceptance comes when it's meant to come, and in slow form. It doesn't have to be like a fucking lightning bolt and, oh great, no, I'm fine now, great. The slow burn of long-term recovery is way more beautiful than I thought it was going to be. Obviously I want everything now, but the slow growth in all of these different areas has been really moving for me. I'm all over the shop. I'm having a nice time. It's fine. Yeah. So with that meditation and the movement, I feel like I'm connecting to myself and a higher power, because all of this lack of self-acceptance that it goes on in my mind and body will, without question, be quietened and soothed by a higher power. That is the thing. If I'm connected to that, this isn't as important. It's just like a vessel. And the other thing that I do with prayer is it took me a very long time to get on board with higher power in any form. So like when I first came to meet, I was quite young when I first came to and the word God on the wall, I was like, adios, and I left and then came back, and then slowly but surely have become open-minded to what a higher power can be. But I still can't call it a God. Well, I could, but I don't want to. And I don't like the idea of getting on my knees to pray. No, thank you. It feels a bit subservient and a bit like a bit like, please, call blindness, please. It feels a bit like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, man, I'm not doing that. So my, it's now got to, it's very conversational with my higher power. I literally go, I'm like, morning mate, right, today I'm going to ask for this, please. That feels comfortable, and as long as I'm connected, it doesn't matter what that sounds or looks like. And that's kind of evolved into writing. I now write letters to a higher power. That feels, weirdly, I start that with Morning Lord, no one knows why. And that just feels, it's the evolution of what these connections can be, whether it's the higher power, body, whatever. But I'm open-minded to the journey, and for fucking years I wasn't. How long am I sharing for, please?
20.
Is it?
Yeah.
What have I done?
11.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. What else is there for the physical self? Do you know what I'm going to share about something? Can I share about what I want? Can't I do what I want? I have a lot. I'm going to talk about work for a bit. I have a lot of my self-worth is caught up in work. A lot of my identity is what I do for a living, and for many years, I would I would give my power away to people at work. Like normally bosses, always men, and like if a male boss I didn't think that they accepted me or liked me, that had ruined my fucking month. Because all of me was caught up in the approval of these people who could go, you're good enough, you're quite good at this. You're quite good at this, I take it. And so for a long time, I was functioning on this like high level anxiety of just going to work, doing the next day, hoping I don't get found out. Please don't find out. Please don't find out. And then when I really pick that apart, it's like, what are they going to find out? When I really look at it, what they're going to find out is that I'm not perfect. That's the fundamental thing. And I don't think I'm perfect. So again, it's the same with the body stuff. I'm looking for this perfection, this like constructed perfection that no one else is looking for or can give me. And so I want to be the person who can get their self-worth from themselves, but I still have that through threads of it's fucking buzzier and easier to get it from someone else, basically. And for me, that would be people at work. I don't really get it from my partner. I've been with my boyfriend for many, many years. That's quite stable. Family, stable as fuck now after all the work that I've done and my mum's done. Thank you, Mum. But that was my area. And then I don't really know what's happened. I wish I had the answer to it. But I'm freelance, so I do like a job for 6 months, maybe a year, and then I move on to the next thing. And the last 2 jobs that I've done, I feel calm. I feel connected to it. I feel like I can fucking do it. And it's really high pressure and like on paper quite terrifying. But I'm sitting in this fucking power at the moment with this job that I'm doing. And I genuinely have faith that it's going to be all right. Fuck. How did I do that? I don't know, teach me. I don't know. I don't know how that has happened. I don't know whether it's just that thing of don't let the fear stop you, show up anyway. Or maybe I'm quite evidence-based, so maybe it's that I've got enough evidence in the bag now that I can do this. So then I just show up and now I feel a bit better about it. But yeah, I do feel funny. Maybe this is why I chose this topic, that I think that area is touch fucking wood. Today is the main area of my life that doesn't feel serene, doesn't feel like I'm coming at it from a spiritual standpoint. am coming at it from an egoic standpoint, and it's really time to align that with everything else, because the work, the family, the partner feels peaceful, and there's no peace in the physical self for me, and I fucking deserve that. It's like have enough self-worth to go, you're all right, you're fine, and yeah, I don't know what, I wish I knew what I don't know what the answer is. With food stuff, I've never really found anyone who's had the answer. So if anyone's got the answer here today, tell me after. But then the worry is that it's personal for everyone, isn't it? How annoying. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to leave it because I want to hear other people share, and I don't feel like I've really bedded into this share, and if you're like, well, that wasn't for me, then go to another meeting because you'll find something that was for you. But I feel like I want to now apologise. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.